welcome back, and thanks, Abby, for that. I hope that the memory verse is sinking in. Okay, so now that I have you guys for a few minutes here, there was this idea that stood out to me as I was preparing for this morning, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I think it's a good reminder. I know it is for myself, something that I need to be reminded of, and I imagine then that it'll be a good reminder for at least some of you as well. I hope it is at least. Okay, so the thought was that often at church there's the temptation to kind of slip into a mindset that's unhealthy, that isn't actually, that's focused on something other than what God has actually called us to. And that is, on a Sunday morning, the way that church was for so long, we would often show up and we ourselves wouldn't do a whole lot other than maybe drink a coffee and eat some cookies at the end of the service. And then for the rest of it, we would just be sitting there kind of soaking up the other people singing music and then people sharing their sermon too. We're much more observing than we are actually involved. And often that's the only church engagement that we have through a whole week, where we're sitting and soaking more than we are loving and living. And that's a dangerous thing. But it makes sense. That's easier. That's more comfortable. It's nice to just kind of soak in entertainment and not worry about having to participate, having to put ourselves out there. And I think that, like I said before, this crazy time hasn't got off guard and hasn't slowed him down at all. He's doing some incredible things in our church and in us as individuals too, I know. But one temptation of this time, I think, is to slip into that even more. Now, instead of even having to go and have face-to-face conversations with people on a Sunday morning, now we sit on our couch and stare at our TV or computer screen and watch church. And I know a lot of people too, it's because they're not showing up to their local church, they kind of just choose to watch whatever they want to watch. And there's not anything necessarily wrong with that, but it kind of builds that mentality that church is about soaking in entertainment or what's the most fulfilling for us, and it's less about our own involvement or putting ourselves out there. And yeah, like it's nice to like tune in once in a while to some other like bigger, more exciting event that's happening on a Sunday morning, but if it just becomes about seeking out what's the most entertaining, then that can be a dangerous thing. So I want to encourage you guys to focus again on what's important, what this is based on who God is, on what He's done for us. So that's going to be the focus of the songs. And then kind of responding to what He's done for us. So the first song this morning, I don't know if you guys will recognize. I don't know if we've done it together before. And if you don't recognize it, the words are going to be up on the screen. So I encourage you guys to kind of just reflect. It again talks about what God has done for us and kind of the impact that has on us. So take some time to reflect on that. And then another song we're doing this morning is Jesus, All for Jesus, which is one of my favorites. It's a simple, like fairly repetitive, but yeah, a good call to kind of surrender. That is a good reminder. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy this and can, more than that, kind of become engaged yourselves. And I'll see you guys after.